Good evening and welcome everybody to another edition of Music and Mixing. I'm DJ Michael Joseph and this is the Music and Mixing Show. We do this each and every single Wednesday night and we pick different topics. We have different things going on. We have people that we interview, all kinds of stuff like that. This month, because there's 5 Wednesdays this month, we might be mixing things around a little bit. I'm trying to have a special guest on because the first Wednesday of the month, it's supposed to be me interviewing a guest, but I'm trying to get a really, really special guest on, so I might be moving some stuff around, and this topic for tonight just kind of came up, so we're going to have a topic night in who knows what that extra Wednesday, what we're going to do with it. So we are going to first do what we always do. If you've never joined us on the show, we always wait a little bit at the beginning. We go into the chat. We are currently tonight broadcasting to 8 different places around the internet, both YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, a bunch of other stuff. And keep an eye on the chat. And if you are watching from somewhere other than where I'm at, which there's no one here, so you must be, hit me up in the chat, tell me where you're from, that sort of thing, and I'll give you a little shout out. But we always take about 5 minutes at the beginning to let everybody come into the room, to the chat, to the video and everything, and then we will get started on tonight's topic. So let me go over to the chat, and we have DJ Mike from Southwestern PA. How are you doing, man? If anybody else, like I said, if you're in the chat, shout out. I think tonight's going to be a decent little topic thingy. I think it's going to be good. I'm excited about it. Todd and Steve, what's going on, bro? How are you? Haven't seen you in a while. This little thing we've been living in for years kind of kept everybody separate. You know, we didn't get a chance to hang out. Extreme Sound, what's going on? Lou from Extreme Sound, Massachusetts in the house, but actually he said the instead of duh. DJ Mikey Mike's there. Oh, we already said hello to him. What's going on? Again, tonight we're all over the place because literally in our first 4 messages that came in tonight from people watching, it was Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch right off the bat. So it's good to see everybody there. John Jazz is here tonight. Thank you, John. What's going on, man? Again, if you never watched the show, if you're tuning in for the first time, we always take about 5 minutes to let everybody come into the show, say hello in the chat, and then we will start whatever we start. I had to move some stuff around this month. I will talk about that in a minute. We got some good stuff going on. But just definitely trying to, welcome everybody here. In the chat. First time if you never watched the show before. This is a DJ education show that is based around the mix DJ. It's about mixing and not just the DJ who is a person who speaks at a wedding or something like that. It's the person who gets hired because of their mixing skills. And that's kind of what a lot of this show is about. And I need to share something here because I'm actually going to share what you call host Disc Jockey News' Twitch channel on my Twitch channel. So I want to do that real quick while we're waiting for people to come in. Steve, what's going on? Welcome. Matt, how are you? Happy to catch the show. That's good. I think we have a topic tonight that kind of will fit everybody. Like I said, most of my shows are about the mix DJ, but this one is a little about everybody, that everybody deals with this. And it came up because of something that happened, and I thought, why not cover it? I do have some more stuff going on here soon. Let me a second here. I got a host. And then and press there, and now my Twitch channel is hosting Disc Jockey News' Twitch channel. Couple more minutes of saying hello to people in the chat, and then we will get on to business. Making sure I'm seeing everybody here. Like I said, we're on 8 different places tonight, and I think I can see the chat from everybody because we've had Twitch people, YouTube people, Facebook people, all kinds of stuff. But I think it's pretty good. I got a lot of stuff to show tonight. Because I think the stuff that I'm doing, I think it needs to be kind of like pictured so you can kind of see what's going on. There's a lot more to it than most people think. And that's what I kind of want to get across tonight. Just a couple more minutes in the chat, and then we'll head into it. John, what's going on, man? How are you? Hope you're doing well. John is from Boston. I always do that. I'm sorry. One of these days it's going to crack me in the head. Either that or you have to learn Pittsburghese. One of the two. I don't recommend you learning Pittsburghese. David Wolf, what's going on? Welcome, man. Hope you're doing well. I think we have a good topic tonight. It's going to be I think it's going to be full of questions. You guys can feel free to ask a lot of questions. I'm demoing a lot of stuff so you kind of see And when I get into this, I'll explain why I chose to do this tonight. So a couple more minutes, make sure everybody's here. We have a bunch of people watching. Thank you all for tuning in. If you've never watched the show, this is my last time explaining it because I always explain it like a couple times during the show. But if you never watched the show is based around the mixed DJ. That's why I call it Music and Mixing. It's basically a show that covers everything that a mixed DJ does, and that means that, you know, like for me, I DJ bars and clubs, and other people who mix at weddings and all kinds of stuff. But it's about that part of the DJ's life, mixing, and it can cover music side of it or whatever, and that's what it is. And tonight's topic, we're talking about music charts because of something came up, but that's what the show's about. We started a new format that we already kind of twisted a little bit. It's supposed to be the first Wednesday of each month. I have someone to interview, but I'm working on a really special guest. If I can get that guest, I don't know. It's going to be really hard if I do, but that's why I kind of moved it. Since we have 5 Wednesdays this month, I decided to, bump things around. So the first one, I have a topic just because the topic came up, but normally it's the first one of the month is interview. Second one of the month, we actually do on Disc Jockey News' Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/Disc Jockey News. And that one we cover music, because if we do music on this show, which is also broadcast on Facebook and YouTube, our show can be shut down halfway through because of copyright stuff. But we can get through the whole show over on Twitch, and that's what the second Wednesday of the month is, covered music, so we can go over there, play songs, versions, show mixing, whatever you want to see. That's the night that's about mixing. And then the third one is a topic night, which is kind of what we're doing here tonight, is a topic night. And then the last Wednesday of the month is always open question night about absolutely anything. But like I said, because I'm trying to get a special guest on, I decided to do this topic tonight and maybe try for next week. And we may even have to move it to the third week. But sometime this month, I'm going to have someone. And like I said, I'm trying for a big guest, and we'll see what we can do. Definitely want to say hello to Howie Darkstar. Thank you for tuning in. Tonight's topic is about music charts, and it came about because someone in the Disc Jockey News Insider area, this thing here, and if you want to be a part of the Insider area, all you have to do is go to DJ and TV Insider and sign up. There is a free section where you get to see videos that only people who are signed up can see. The stuff that we do on Twitch will get put over on the Insider area where you can watch it in the free area, but there's also a paid area that is a buttload of educational stuff that you can't see anywhere. It's not on YouTube. It's not anywhere, including several of my classes and stuff like that. Is anybody else having trouble hearing on the mic? Because it's blasting over here. Let me know if you can't hear it. Maybe that's on your end. It's somebody saying that they can't hear. Let me know. Because it's all the way like almost up to red. It's well on the yellow here on my end. So let me know. I will turn it up if we need to. But that's what tonight came about, because someone put in the DJ and TV Insiders area about a chart, and they were asking, why are there so many older songs on this chart? And it was an iTunes chart. And there were several older songs on there, and I want to show about it. Dave Wolf said it sounds good here. So thank you, Dave. Appreciate that. Anybody else, if you're having trouble hearing, let me know. Like I said, I got it up pretty well tonight. It should be pretty good. But it came about, and I'll show you guys the chart and where it came about from. So if I can do there. Okay, and I'm down in the corner. But it was this chart right here, the iTunes Top 10 Songs chart, and it had a lot of older artists on it. Let me open this up here so you can see the whole thing. And he was asking, why were there like older songs on there? There's Shaggy, Neil Diamond's on there, Tears for Fears. Let's see who else is old. Nelly Furtado's on there. Different ones like that. And what it was is that I did a little bit of research. What this one is that they were looking at is the download on Apple Music. So these are the most downloaded songs on Apple Music. And this would not necessarily be the greatest chart to use, simply because this is my psychology behind it. So you can twist it up if you want to. That if the people who are downloading, most of the next generation doesn't download anything. If I wasn't a DJ, I wouldn't be downloading anything. So the only people who are really downloading songs are older people or DJs who want songs for their collection. So that's what that chart comes from, what the people are most downloading, stuff that they want to get, whether, purchasing it. I mean, obviously purchasing it through Apple, but that's what that kind of is there. So that's what threw the whole thing off, is that spin into that chart. And that's why I talked on Monday night, because I sit in with John and Dan on Monday Night Chat Show. And I started talking a little bit. John asked me a little bit about that chart and why that was there. And it was one of the things that I told him. I said, you have to be careful what charts you look at, because I know people who belong to music services, DJ music services, where you pay and get your DJ music from, and they only look at their charts. And you don't understand how many of those places people pay to have their music on that chart. I know two people. One was an artist that his father paid a lot of money to get his name and his song on a chart on a highly reputable, I can't even say that word, but you know what I mean, music download service. And I also have a friend down in Nashville that is his job, is to get your music on radio stations and stuff like that. So you pay him to get plays. And if you pay him a certain amount, he guarantees you so many plays around the country. So the music industry in certain areas is still very manipulated like it used to be. But with the internet now, it's not quite as manipulated as it used to be. And that's why I kind of like some of the charts that I'm going to show you tonight, because it is very driven by what people actually listen to, not anybody in the industry paying to have something there. So, but like I said, that's one there for downloads. I would say that one's pretty on. If you were curious about what people were downloading, that one's on. So that's kind of a good place to start. I always start with, did I move it here? I did move that there. We're going to come back to that one. I always start with Billboard. And the reason I always start with Billboard is because I think it is the most bland, center of the road, non-controversial list, because if it's on there, there's a good chance it's on all the other charts. So, like you will find stuff on Spotify's charts or YouTube charts that are on there because the people who are listening to it on those services, as opposed to the stuff that's on Billboard. It's being played on radio stations. It's being played on mix shows. It's being played on Spotify. It's being played on YouTube. It's all these things cover into what Billboard does. And that's why I say go to them if you're looking for a general shotgun blast of what's going on. It's what I follow. One of my rules is that each week I look, it comes out every Tuesday, each week I look at Billboard's Hot 100, and I'll show you that now, and we'll look at that, which I have not done this week yet, so don't yell at me. But this is the charts. It's basically billboard.com/charts, and you can see all the different charts, and something has changed recently that I'm also going to talk about too. But this is the Billboard Hot 100 chart that I always go to. And basically, the way I run it is that I look at this chart, and anything that falls inside the top 40 of this chart, I download it. Because that means it has had a lot of plays, listens, streams, whatever. So there's a chance that this song, I consider this, anything in this top 40 is now a pop song. Now, I know a lot of people think a pop is a genre. I think a pop is anything that is popular. So if it has hit this far, it's popular with people. And I get it because you might need to play it sometime. This is your highest percentage of chances of stuff being played. For those of you who are throwing stuff into the chat, hold on. We'll take questions afterwards. I'm not able to see both of them right now. I'm just seeing chat kind of moving. But this is it. There are other charts out there that you can work with. I will be talking about them. But again, we're talking about someone... Billboard has delay rated hits. That's what I want you guys to stop on. Okay, I'm not saying it's instant. I'm saying that Billboard is a blast hit, because you got to understand, a lot of the people who watch this show are wedding DJs, and they don't need to have the stuff right now. I DJ clubs and bars, so if a song comes out on Monday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday when I'm out, I have to have that song. So there's a difference. So I'm showing you all of them today. So please don't go slamming in the chat room. I use this. This is the best. I use this as the best, because this is for everybody. All right. So relax. So the Billboard, like I said, is a solid chart. And like I said, if it falls inside the top 40, you should have it. And that's all I'm saying. You really should have it. The other one we're going to talk about here, we're going to move over. This is the iTunes Top 100 Music USA ones, and it's a little bit more up to date. This chart updates every day. There are different ones you can look at within iTunes or Apple Music, whichever way you want to call that nowadays. It's a kind of a good place to go to, but also you are still also getting an audience that is only to one side, because a lot of us like me who don't use Apple products anymore, they get none of my plays. So it's not a representation of at least half of the people who use non-Apple products, because Android is like, there's so much out there, it's not even funny. But this is the one I use. One of the ones that I'm paying attention to recently, and I think this is important, is the YouTube music because of this. A couple of weeks ago, I was talking about different streaming services, which I've always been a fan of streaming services, and I talked about how that as what's his name from Napster brought Napster about. I was able to then get songs the way I wanted to. I didn't have to buy an album, because I don't want to buy an album. I want a song. I don't listen to that, especially as a DJ, I'm not listening to it, I'm playing it. So I want a song. So even now, as I consume stuff, I'm not consuming it as an album. I'm going to go listen to an album or something that I have on my phone. I like mixes and stuff like that. But when talking about all the streaming services, which is what the majority of the people listen to music now, is via streaming of some sort, that 47% of all stream songs are streamed on YouTube. Okay? Think about that. All the other streaming services that are out there, 47%, nearly half of all stream songs are streamed on YouTube. So to me, that kind of has a bulk grab. You are grabbing a much better view of things quicker, and that's why I've really kind of been paying attention to it lately. And there are different reasons you want to look on there for different things. So here we go back to here. So there are different trends. There's the trending chart, and one of the things you want to look at right there, Daft Punk is on the trending chart because they recently broke up. So this isn't necessarily new songs. These are songs that people are grabbing. So these could be stuff that is a TikTok song that is back that could be being played a lot on YouTube. This could be something from a game show that's being played a lot on there. This could be something from a movie that's being played where the people are going on YouTube and they're playing the full song, or go to watch the video or something like that. That's what this trending chart is. The top songs are exactly that. They are the ones that are played the most in the sense of newer songs, different things like that. You can look at the music video charts in the US. You can look at the top artists and see who's topping those. But it's kind of neat to go in and look at some of these that you can kind of drill them down a little bit further if you want. Sorry it's taken so long to load there. But you can kind of see some of these. You can change the date on it if you want to, pick different dates and see stuff. You can do the US or other countries. If you go back for the music charts, if you want to go back one here, and we're going to search a location. I'm going to put my town in there. And now it's going to show me what people have played on YouTube from my city. So if you're in your city and you want to kind of tighten that grouping down, you can see what the people are listening to in your city. Simple as that, which I think is really cool because, like I said, Billboard is kind of a shotgun, so it's a safe grab of everything. When we're getting into the rest of the ones that I'm about to get into, those are the ones where you can narrow down specifically to your area. So that's something there. Or go, if you happen to be a person who travels and you're going to DJ somewhere far away, you can start on these other, not just this one, but other ones I'm going to show you. You can look in their area and see what's going on in their area. 20 years ago, when we were seeing the charts on a piece of paper, 30 years ago, I guess it would be better, being able to see up-to-date stuff like this is crazy. And I love the fact that we have this. DJs used to break songs. We don't break songs anymore. We just have to have them now. So that's the key. We have to have them to play them, whether it be some other service or whether you download or a streaming service. And I'll talk about some streaming services tonight if you want to, because those, to me, are all part of the chart thing. But YouTube music, like I said, YouTube music is one that I think, because of the bulk of people who are listening to it, it is a good place to look at and see different things from different cities and stuff like that. Next over is the Spotify charts, which is a big player in this game. And you can also dial this down very much if you want. You can look at the Viral 50, which is going to give you songs that are like that were on the other chart that are just kind of here, and they're worldwide. This is global, so we can break it back to the United States on this. And see some different stuff on there. We can look at daily or weekly. And we can also look at a different day if we want totally together. So we can go back to the top 200 and United States and daily. And these are the songs that are being played daily right now with their amount of plays, or for the whole week. Like if you want to look at it like Billboard does it once a week, and you're kind of see what's going on there. And it is different than Billboard or other ones. That's the key to kind of why I say look at a few of them, because you're going to find stuff on one that isn't on another. So if you have a song that has been being played on one of these a lot, even though it may not be on all of them, you are going to get a portion of your audience that will probably want to hear that song. So this, to me, when I download these and start looking at charts, all this kind of stuff, it is all about numbers. It is all about playing the percentage game, trying to have my best percentage of dropping the right songs at the right time of the night, whatever night it might be, because I'm going to be playing different stuff on a Thursday night than I am on a Friday, than on a Saturday, depending on the venue that I'm at, depending on what time of night that I'm at, depending on what geographical location that building is at. So, because to me, when you're DJing, the crowd is a breathing, living thing that you have to go with. You can't just go off one playlist. So that's why I'm saying with these charts, they're guidelines. It isn't like you look at it and go, this song's number one, I'm going to play this song, it'll hit. But it may not hit if you don't play it at the right time, if you don't have the right version, if the crowd's really want some fast changeovers, which a lot of places do quick mixing, and I know we had this whole argument the other night about quick mixing, but if you're playing a 4-minute song in a place that wants quick mixing, they're going to hate that. It might be their favorite song, but you'll look at them. I've seen people do this, that like, come on, let's go to the next song. In the same sense, if you're at a place that doesn't like the quick mixing and you're playing something quick, you might have to let that song hang a bit, breathe a little bit. So it's not just the songs, but that's what we're kind of talking tonight about, the different songs. One of the other things, where did I put that at? Did I not open that up? I don't think I opened that up. Let me see here in my notes. Oh, no, there it is. Sorry. One of the things that's also kind of neat you can do is Shazam is an app, for those of you who don't know, that you can use it to find out what songs are. And the old days, when we DJ'd, we would go into a club and we want to know what the DJ's playing. And we do this thing that was called train spotting, I'm sorry. And it's when you're trying to look over the DJ's shoulder and see what record they're playing. And then later on, it became the CD. See if you could see the CD name on the thing. And then with laptops, you can see it up there and different things like that. But with today's technology, you don't need to do that. So the train spotting, I've coined the phrase years ago called train surfing. So if I'm going into a club and I want to find out what the DJ's playing, I pull out Spotify and listen to it. Spotify also has an automatic mode, so I can click that on by holding the Shazam button down, and it will listen the entire night. And when I get home, I will have a playlist of everything that DJ played. And I can just look it up and go, yeah, this song, I want this song, I like this song, such and such. And that's how it's going to. But Shazam also has the ability to show you songs in your area. So these are different ones here. So we have the top 200 of what people have most Shazammed in different cities. So we can pick a city, and I'm, again, going to go with mine. So we're going to go with Pittsburgh, and we're going to see what the most Shazammed songs in my city are. So it's stuff like that you can look at, and that's one of the cool things. And you can, change genres if you just want to look at dance music. I'm not clicking on country, so don't even anybody say anything. But you can look there and see what people are Shazamming in your area. And it's kind of a neat thing. And obviously, it takes you over to Apple Music. So a lot of times people who are Apple Music users, that this becomes a thing to them, that to where then they maybe would add that to a playlist. But I think it's kind of neat how that you can do that. You can add your own library. You can do a lot with this one simple app, beyond me finding out every song a DJ plays and then taking them the next week. Again, you got to hunt for songs. So if you're at a club and a song is working, Shazam it or SoundHound. I have them both, because sometimes SoundHound to me finds the remixes better than Shazam does. And find out that song so you can play it yourself. That's kind of the game that we do with all of that. But Shazam is one that, like I said, that I kind of like because it has those things. You can, for those who know me, did I show the iTunes chart thingy? I did. Okay, yes, I did that. For those of you who know me, you know that I am a huge fan of Virtual DJ. And Virtual DJ has a lot of things with it that people just don't even get into. And one of the things they have is what's called cloud lists. And they are lists people create for different things. Like there's people out there that have wedding cloud lists and different things like that. But what they also offer on the virtual site is your ability to, they offer different places like iTunes and all that, your ability to have constantly updated cloud lists from them. And I'll show you them. And I might need to bring up virtual because I didn't open up virtual to show you. So I didn't even think about that. All right, so this is the virtual website. Basically, you would go to Community and then Cloud List, and then you go down to Cloud List, and these are different clouds. I'll show you mine here in a minute, but all the way down at the bottom is official charts. So you can go here, and let's say you wanted iTunes, and you wanted dance music in the United States, and then press that there, and it will give you a cloud list of that, and all you have to do is subscribe to the cloud list, and this list, well, I will open up virtual. It may clog my system for a second, so hold on. Let me move this over here. And I'll show you where it shows up in your virtual system. So like you can have this, and each week as these things are updated, I can't even talk, as these things are updated, you can have these in yours to where you don't have to go look anywhere. They're already there. So give me a second. I'm trying to stretch this out. And why isn't that getting stretchier? Oh, right there. There we go. All right, cool. So we'll zoom in on this. So over here in your playlist, you're going to have lists and advice, and then all these different things, and right in there is cloud list. So if I were to subscribe to one, it would be right here, because these are two that I subscribe to, and this is one that I make. So if we go back here, and we're going to go back a piece on Virtual's website, and you're interested in following my Billboard chart, all you would have to do, because I'm the only person that does a Billboard cloud list, and if you type the word Billboard in, that's all you can do on the search, and it will show you my Billboard list, and you click on that, and it opens up, and literally every single week I make a folder of Billboard's top 40 song by song, just so that I don't have to think about different things like that. I can just simply go there and look at these songs. I have them in my folder. So if you wanted to hear like on the other list, you would hit subscribe, and then my list would show up right over here, and you would see the Billboard list. And if you have these songs, it'll show them. And if you subscribe to a different playing service, you can drag and drop them, different things like that. Because most of these are new, I haven't got a lot of plays on them. Some of them, because this song's been on the chart forever and a day, I've just thrown 50 plays on the automatic playlist just so that I know it's up there, and other ones I have to do that too. So if a song spends any time on the charts, I'll give it a higher number in this play count because I do sorts by that. So that's one of the cool things about Virtual, that it lets you kind of go through them and do those sorts of things. But there's so much with these charts, it's not even funny. There's so many more than them. I know DJs who pay attention to the TikTok charts, which is good because we simply had Fleetwood Mac's song go all the way up the Billboard chart because of one guy on TikTok, and then everybody else doing what he did to the same song. Well, not exactly. They all did their own version of it, which I thought was kind of cool. But stuff like that will bring the songs back on the chart. So paying attention to them is very important, especially if you DJ for younger crowds. College and under, you need to know what's going on with those songs and the lists that they have for those, because there's a chance you're going to be asked. There's a very good chance you're going to be asked a lot. So this is just kind of my dive. I've done the show about charts probably 5 times, and that was one of the things that I talked about a while back, the fact that I've been doing stuff on Disc Jockey News for like 6 years now, and I just keep repeating these topics, but they change a little bit. And this one here, like I said, some of the stuff, and Beat Source is one that's coming around, and I have a video hopefully later this week about stuff that Beat Source is doing. That's for DJ streaming. Virtual has streaming stuff also. All of the major softwares have some sort of online streaming. So this whole mindset about streaming and charts is going to be there, to where back when I started, I had to know my music and I had to have my songs downloaded in there. But with the streaming services, and even Beat Source put out a DJ app today that you can DJ from, and it's based off of the Chrome browser, and I'm going to be talking about that later. So you DJ straight from Beat Source's songs, and you literally can go in there. You don't have to know stuff. You can go in there, look at a list that says top dance songs or top 80s songs, and play off of that list. And that's one of the things that I think a lot of people kind of don't get in their mind, that how things are changing. And this is one of the ways you kind of have to keep up with it, and that's why I'm trying to encourage you to look at these things. There are resources in your hands that weren't there a bunch of years ago. You really had to pay attention to music back then, whether you had to be on some sort of record pool, you had to, pay for charts. Excuse me. A lot of times you had to pay for charts, and that was the other thing. Oh, I forgot to tell you about Billboard that has changed. I'm going to go back to the Billboard real quick here, because this is important. Left screen. That before, I don't know what they did, why they did this, but before, the only free Billboard charts you could get was the Hot 100 and the Billboard 200. But now you can get the rest. You can even go down into the Hot Latin songs and look at the Hot Latin songs list, where you couldn't look at that before. So these different charts are there for you right up front. And that's one of the things that I kind of think, has changed a lot, and it is kind of neat. Oops, there it is. You do have to pay for that one. Yeah. So some of them you do have to pay for the pro thing. But you can still find them, because there are other places out there that do the Billboard charts that you can actually go and look at. I believe in Apple, there is a chart that shows all of the Billboard stuff. All of the Billboard, like the Latin Billboard, all of that. And what was the other one that had it? It wasn't Spotify. It was something else. It might have been, what's that other one that they have out? I can't even think of it. But they have these charts in there. But sometimes you can, become a member for different reasons on this, and you can see them. But they used to give them all away free, and some are free now, some aren't. Like that one, I was able to look at it earlier today, and I think it's only giving me so much look time. And, but like I said, if you want that chart, it's out there somewhere, but there's also other charts that will give you these same songs generally. So if you're looking for the whole Latin chart thing, you can do that. So that's pretty much my view of it. Now I'm going to take some questions about this. I'm seeing some chats now, so I'm going to have to derail some of the, not derail them, but kind of look at some of the stuff y'all are saying, because it's funny. John said, disclaimer, minus any country songs. I don't play country, and I don't DJ anywhere that wants to hear country. I literally will go into places and DJ, and the owner or manager will look at me and go, no rock, no country, pop, and hip hop. That's all they want. So I'm very happy with that, and I don't even put, because if you follow my Billboard chart through Virtual DJ, you will not see country songs on there, because I just don't download them. So that's just the way I roll. So I'm going to take some questions here that I can see here. Let's see what here. I don't know what some of the people are saying here, so you're making comments about things I can't see. John Jazz asks, how often do you download from the charts? Literally every week. Every week I go into Billboard. If there is a song in the top 40 of the Hot 100 and I don't have it, I get it. I get a remix version of it if it's a slow thing, something. Every single week, so I may only have to download 5 songs a week. Do I still have Virtual open? Yeah, so we can look at like a month for me. Where's my thing at? There it is there. So I don't download a lot of songs because I just don't fuss with them, and I don't really have to. So this is last month. Left screen. All right, so this is all the songs I downloaded last month. So these are the only songs in January that came on the Billboard chart that I did not already have. And that's all I worry about each month, and that's all I have to do. You can go back this month so far. I've gotten, in February, I got that many because a lot of songs repeated, stuff like that. You can go back to 2020, and we can look at the different months. I don't download a lot of stuff. If it's new, it hits, or if somebody wants to hear something, I'll grab it, and that's all I do with those. And I make sure they're tagged really well so that if I want to go into an area and look at it, yay, it's showing a pop-up tag there. So I make sure that I'm able to tag them. I have the year in there. I have in groupings, because I can search groupings, decades. So if I want to look at the 90s, all I have to type is 90S, or stuff that came out in the 20s, I can do 20S, and it will bring up everything that came out in those that I have. And again, it's kind of one of the things I do with these with the tags, so that I'm able to search much more easier. easierly, or whatever the word is there. So we're going back to here. Questions. Yes, Shazam has evolved a lot. Yes. Yes, thank you, Robin, for doing a thumbs up. Also, I'm thinking of Robin because Robin always shares this, is that if you want to, with the lockdown, we're getting a little bit more unlocked now because Pennsylvania here, were now upped to, we are allowed 15% capacity of a venue. Not really something to celebrate, but I guess that's something. 15% at some places is what, like 2 extra people, depending on how big the place is. So if you really don't, you're kind of getting tired of being locked up, we do have a thing we started at the beginning of the lockdown. It's called the DJ and TV Chill Room. And all you have to do is go to djntv.com/chill. And every single night, like 9, 10, 11 o'clock, people start coming into the Zoom chat, and you can just hang out and talk with other DJs. They talk about everything in there, from food, DJing, actual vinyl albums, cars you've driven. I've been in there one night, and it was a whole talk about what was your first car. So it's a lot of places where you can hang out, network, talk with people, really down to earth. Nobody's playing any kind of crazy music, nothing like that. It's just more of a place for you to go and meet other DJs, talk with them. There has been a big grouping in there where all of us who do on Twitch have kind of joined together and share each other and do raids and all that kind of stuff. So that's a really good place. So Robin, while I'm thinking of you, throw that into the chat if you could, please, so make sure everybody knows where that's at. DJ Jess, what's going on? I didn't say hello. Did I mean Pandora? No, I did not mean Pandora. Let me know what you think on that. David Wolf asks, what versions do you download of top songs, radio, intro? This is where it comes into, majority of the time I DJ at clubs and bars, okay? Those places I get hired because I mix. And I always say this, and I'm not trying to like brag or anything, but I got my Thursday night job because the guy who was doing Thursdays, they weren't really happy with his mixing. So he mixed, and I always thought he was a good DJ. So I'm not sure why they didn't like him. I mean, because trust me, you know as well as I do that some people cannot like someone, and it has nothing to do with talent or skill or anything. But I got the job because of that and because of my mixing skills and the stuff that I do. And a lot of these places I have to do quick mixing because 2 of them are college bars, at college clubs, whatever you want to call them. I mean, we're lighting systems and everything. So they don't want to hear a 5-minute song. They want to hear a 4-minute song. I'm doing these quick mixes. So 90% of the stuff I download, I start with getting a quick mix. BPM Supreme is one that I go to a lot because I can get their quick mixes really quick. A quick mix is an intro, about a minute of the song, and an outro. So it's really easily mixable in and out. So I always start with a quick edit, and then I get an intro outro edit, because an intro outro edit is the full song, as is no kind of crazy remixes with an intro and outro that you can mix on. I never, ever, 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 ever bother with album cuts. It's not something that I can play. 90% of the time I can't use them because the intros and outros don't work because I'm mixing. I have to mix. So I always go with those. Because of one place I DJ at, they like a lot of faster stuff, so I have to get, the owners like it. So the owners want me to play fast music, so I have to get upbeat, housey remixes of like Drake and Nicki and all that kind of stuff that's out there. All the Lils, Lils. I have to get fast versions of those. So I will start with a remix like that. If it's a slower song, I'll grab an upbeat redrum of it. I kind of grab what it is. If I feel the song has enough pop on its own, enough energy, because I'm all about energy in the stuff that I do, I'll play a pretty close to the original version. But some of them, I'm trying to even think recently songs that I've downloaded that I had to hunt hard for remix versions because they were just dead as can be. But I do, like I said, I look through them. I'm looking at January's. It goes quick hit, a remix, quick hit, a rework, quick hit, hype rework, intro, remix, quick hit, extended. So a little bit of everything. So that's, again, and you just kind of have these, and usually on a song that's popular, after I've played it for a while, I'll go and find another version so the song doesn't get stale at the same places. That was one of, I share with people the version of the song that I got, Miley Cyrus, Party in the USA. You can still play that at certain places, the crowd likes it, but it's just so old I don't like playing the same things all the time. They've heard it enough, so I went out and found a Mamba Tone re-drum of it, and it's awesome. It doesn't, deviate from the structure of the song. It's not faster, it's not slower, but it just has a different cadence to it that's kind of, upbeat and fun. So that's what I kind of look for on those things. So that's where I start. Album versions, I do have them in there, but I don't play them usually. Even on the older songs like Dancing Queen and different things like that, I went and got versions of it that I can actually work with. A lot of those older ones, the BPM varies throughout it. So, again, another reason to go get it is because there's versions out there where people have fixed that varying BPM. So when you beat, match, and mix, you never have to worry about chasing forward, chasing backwards. So that, I think, is important. I think it's important to dig through things. I probably about once a month go in and work on my library and find stuff that I didn't have. One of the things I did last month is that I went and looked at all the 90s songs I have that I didn't have the video version for, and went and got video versions because I DJ video quite often. So that's, like I said, you got to hunt for what you're working for. If you do a wedding, because like I said, we have a lot of our viewers that do weddings, those kind of things may not matter much to you. So you might just get yourself a regular version, a version that's a little faster. Good example, I played it last month on our music night on Twitch. If I do the music night next week on Twitch, I'll play it again. But recently, Taylor Swift's song Love Story came back out because they did a studio remix of it that made it very much more instrumental forward instead of like poppy. And what I went back in mine and said, I'm playing, I'll tell you what it is and you go look it up. But I'm still playing the same version I play from before, from 10 years ago, because I think it was 2010 it first came into the computer. But it is the Digital Dog remix of that, and it is a pop remix. It doesn't change from the structure. The song still sings the same way. The choruses are in the same order, but it's running at 128 BPM. So it has energy, and I can play it at places, and people will sing along with it and also dance with it. I don't lose the dance floor over that. So that's what I do with that. Next question here. Sean asked, I do clubs and student events like yourself, Michael, and it's good to have a few versions of each track. Yeah, don't get in a rut of being stuck with one version. Try different things out. You never know. He says, have different versions of each track for your collection. Make it versatile, quick hits, remixes, radio edits, etc. Yeah, absolutely. Do you do any wordplay? Yes, I do. Most of mine's really kind of dumbed down kind of stuff with, I'll play a song that has the title work and then follow something else that might have work in there. I don't go overboard with the stuff too much. I try to. There's other ones that, you'll have a song where somebody will talk about Britney. So like you can come out of Miley Cyrus where she's talking about, and a Britney song was on or a Jay-Z song was on, and you can mix at that point by bringing in a Jay-Z song for stuff like that. So I don't do any crazy stuff. There's some guys that do some incredibly just awesome wordplay stuff, but that's about as far as I get with the wordplays. And Paul, yes, I do mean Taylor's version. There isn't a place in the world I could play that version of that song. There's nowhere that I could ever play that unless it was a slow dance. Somebody wanted a slow dance. So the song version I have is upbeat, pumpy, stuff like that. Jess asks, what record pools do you use? I honestly, I don't know if I can say, because we do have sponsors on this show, and I don't want to upset the sponsors. But I talk about them a little bit offline, and let's put it this way. On the next Twitch show, I will talk about my music services also, but I don't want to mention them here because of our sponsors, which I didn't even put the sponsor stuff up tonight. I don't even know if I have that over here. Is it on? No, here we go. Lower thirds. I didn't even put that up tonight, so our sponsors weren't rolling. So you'll see some sponsors down here now. But because of some of them, I don't want to talk about them. If you want to hit me up with a direct message, I'll share them with you and tell you exactly what they are. I don't have a problem. But because of sponsorships and different things like that, I don't want to say it on the air. But if you hang around and catch the Twitch episode this month, because on the Twitch episode, I can play music over there and do everything. I will tell you all about the services that I use. Share your Twitch channel. Okay, so when I do the stuff for this show, the Music and Mixing Show, when I do a Music and Mixing Show on Twitch, it is on twitch.tv/discjockey news. But when I do my DJing, it's twitch.tv/DJ Michael Joseph. So Disc Jockey News is when these episodes are on, and we will advertise them. So if you follow me on any of the social medias, I put it on all of them, even on story mode. And like I said, when we do that over on Twitch, I can play music and actually play you versions of songs if you ask what I have, show you how I mix them, whatever. That's the purpose of that over there. But for that show, it should be the second Wednesday of every month, is twitch.tv/Disc Jockey News. But my mixes, and I normally do a mix after this show on Wednesday nights, but tonight I'm not, because I'm tearing the studio apart for some other work. But when I do stuff on there, it is DJ Michael. I'm DJ Michael Joseph everywhere, but on Facebook, it's DJ Michael Joseph the number 1, or the DJ Michael Joseph the number 2 on those. But everywhere else, it's DJ Michael Joseph. So, see how much time. We have a couple more minutes here. Any more questions, throw them out there. Again, with record pools, it's good to have access to a few and not get stuck on one. Yes, that's why one of the ones... I can't talk about this stuff. One of the ones that I belong to actually gets stuff from other services. So I technically have access between the two that I subscribe to 50 or 100 different music services. And that's how I ended up getting the Miley Cyrus Mambatone remix, because it was only on DJ City. And I didn't subscribe to DJ City, so that's how I ended up getting it through them. So we'll talk about them later. So any other questions? I don't even know how the stuff's going. We got people watching on everything. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you like the show. Let me know what you think of the ideas of me switching the shows around, doing different things. Like I said, if I can get the guest I'm trying to get, you'll be very impressed. I'll be impressed if I can get that guest. We'll see. But I'm kind of, I'm one of those people that I hate what ifs, so I'm shooting for the stars. So that's all I got to say. Any other questions? Anybody in the chat have any questions? Thank you all again. It feels weird not getting ready to mix afterwards. I'm probably going to go over and hang out in the DJ NTV chill room. Again, that's djntv.com/chill. And I'm probably going to hang out over there for a little bit tonight. Not much, maybe. Well, I don't know. We'll see. I've been sleeping well lately, so I might as well just be up and talking to people. So any other questions in the chat, holler at me. Is all your music on a laptop? For those of you who did see me post a picture last week, that I had a picture of my my main laptop, my backup laptop, and this studio computer all in one. And I tagged up in the corner, back up your DJ files now. Because it's something that some of us get busy and forget to do. And if something happens to your computer, even if you had a good backup, how old is the backup? Are you going to lose a month worth of downloading if it was a month ago? So that was why I kind of told that. But all my DJ computers have 2 internal drives. I don't run an external drive. I've never run an external drive. This just works for me. So all the computers have dual SSD drives. I have one drive that runs the operating system and the software, and the other one is strictly for the music only. And they're both internal. And that's kind of how I run that. So when I run my laptops, when I have to back them up, what I end up doing is use a crossover cable, which a crossover cable is an Ethernet cable with the wires flipped. And then one of the computers does have an Ethernet plug. The other one doesn't. So I use a USB to Ethernet. Network them together, and I can just drag and drop stuff over, and it matches. And it's so freaking fast doing it that way. And that's just what I do. Is there a laptop that is not so expensive that's good to DJ with? Here's the thing I'm going to tell you. You get what you pay for. I've been using Windows my whole DJ life. I love them, and I've never had a problem. But I will tell you, to get a good, solid, working computer, you're going to have to spend as much as the cheapest Mac. Mac is a great computer to work with. Absolutely awesome. Works great with the softwares, all of that kind of stuff, except the new M1 chip, which that's a whole different thing. That has nothing to do with it's a new proprietary hardware that has to be dealt with. So that's not what I'm talking about. That, but it is I have no problems with them, but I spend money for them. My main DJ computer is a gaming computer, and like I said, it's powerful. So if you ever watched any of my Twitch streams, everything done on that stream is done from my DJ laptop. So my DJ laptop is running a second monitor. It has my controller hooked up to it. It has an external USB mixer that I run my mic through. It has, like I said, it has a controller hooked up to it, and it is broadcasting out via OBS to restream to multiple places. I'm watching the chat on it, and my DJ software is running. So all of that is running on one laptop live. And that's why I get that, because like I said, it's just powerful and can do whatever I need. It never hiccups, it never anything. But you have to spend money. It was over $1,000. My backup computer I didn't spend that much on. I spent about $700 on it. And that's exactly what it was for. It was a backup computer, so when I travel, that's the one that goes with me. My good one does not travel, so when I went to Vegas last year, that's the one that went with me to DJ with. I did not take my good one, and it works fine. It's a good computer, but like I said, you really have to. It's your tool, and if you're doing this professionally, it's like a work truck. If you're a construction worker and you have bad tools, you're not going to do a good job. So to me, like I said, if you want to run Mac, run Mac. If you want to run Windows, run Windows. But if you're going to run Windows, don't buy a cheap one. That's the best thing I can tell you. That's my opinion, but I'm sure you'll find hundreds of people that disagree with that and can prove it that it works for them. So good. Sean says, really enjoy the content you guys put out. Thank you. It's been good. Very good for DJ's mental state of mind through this nightmare. Yeah, it's been a weird thing, to the point I was talking to a DJ last Saturday. Him and I were chatting about, how things, if they get back to normal and things flowing. And we both kind of was like, I hope that it doesn't feel weird to be in front of a crowd again, because it's been so long. And that was one of my concerns, that, am I going to feel weird having people interact with me right in my face? Because a lot of places I DJ at, they're right there. So I'm hoping that it doesn't freak me out when, I hope I can just fall back into it normally. Sean says in the UK, they're hoping to get back in it June or July. I just read a thing today that our current president said that there will be enough vaccines for all American adults by the end of May. So there's a very good chance. We'll see. It's out of our hands, so we just have to keep plowing forward the best we can. And I will tell you flat off the bat, do what you can right now to prepare. So when you get called back, if you don't have your music up to date, get it up to date. Because if you get a call, you don't have to rush last minute. Test your equipment. So let's say you get called out. You don't have to download a zillion music. Get your music so you're up. So then when you do get a call, you can test your speakers and everything that's been setting for a while and make sure everything works. If you have a trailer, I just want to tell you flat out, check tire pressure. It's been setting all winter. Check your tire pressure before you pull your trailer out. That's one of the key things. But yeah, I'm hoping that we get back to it soon or something. It's just, I don't know. It's something that none of us had ever been through before. So it's tough to talk about, and it's tough to imagine and, use your imagination to try to prepare, because it's just not anything we've ever done there. Paul says, I do the same thing, laptop dual drives, but I sync them off of my office computer. Yeah, there is stuff. I'm actually looking at a software called Reza. What is it called? I'll tell you here in a second. It's called Reza. I've got too many screens here. What's it called? Reza something or other. I just downloaded it. Where's it at? Resilio. That's what it's called. It's called Resilio. And it is a software that you can do multiple computers. A friend of mine, Jeremy Breck, that you guys know him, he's done stuff for us here on Disc Jockey News, does it with his multi-op, to where he has one main computer, and with the Resolute software, it can then back up to all the other ones automatically. So let's say I'm one of his DJs and he puts stuff on his. Next time I turn my laptop on at my house, the Resolute software will put those songs he put on there onto mine. So there's ways to do that. That you make sure you have all your music on everything. I'm considering that. I don't know. I'm trying some different things out, but like I said, that's why I said back your stuff up. So no matter what you do, back your stuff up. Take some time, Sunday afternoon, put it on backup and walk away. Whatever it takes. Somebody's van battery went dead. Yeah, if you have a second vehicle for that, you start it up, run it, all that kind of stuff. I think using free file sync. Yes, free file sync was another one I looked at, because there's also another one that's open source. I can't remember it, that I was looking at also. There you go. I try to drive it once in a while. Yeah. So you gotta be prepared. Like I said, we may be coming back into this, so we have to be the best prepared that we can with whatever we end up using. I know that if I get called, I don't use speakers very often. Like, I don't think I've had my speakers out at a public gig, because I mainly do clubs and bars. It's probably 2019 was the last time I had speakers out. So that's something I have to do a full run test on that, all my lights, everything, because I've not had it out. Like I said, it had to have been fall of 2019. I'm pretty sure. Maybe a Christmas dance in 2019. No, it was New Year's Eve 2019, going into 2020. That was the last time I had my speakers out, because I did do a New Year's Eve at a place that I've never spun at before. They said, we want to do a special New Year's Eve party. And I'm like, sure. So that's when I had all that stuff out. But yeah, any advice on DJing with external hard drives? You need to upgrade laptops soon as a space running out. Hard drives are much cheaper than they used to be, and you get a lot more. You can do multiples that are kind of stacked together. I know someone that puts it in a system that this one backs up to this one, that backs up to this one, and they all kind of run together. But I would tell you 100% don't use anything but a solid state drive, because especially if you're traveling and moving around, it's a lot more durable. But the only thing you have to think about that a solid state drive, writing and rewriting over time, does wear it out. So you have to be prepared to have backups on that, because there comes a point where you just start losing space in that because of the write and rewrite on that. But I'm a big fan of them. Like I said, everything I own has a solid state. A studio computer has a solid state. Both DJ computers are dual solid state with an M1. An M.2. I have this, which is an M.2 drive, and I'm considering getting a terabyte one of these and putting a bunch of stuff on there to carry. So this would be my entire terabyte hard drive. Something this big is what I'm considering. So there's these kind of options. All depends on what you want to spend. My favorites are the Samsung Evos. I think they're very good. It's solid and fast. So there you go. Yeah, Time Machine. I don't know how Time Machine, like when it does its backups with lightning cable. I don't know if the hard drive you got had a lightning cable, but there's a lot of stuff there too. So, yeah, it's good that you have that. So we are at the top of the hour. I hate to cut this. We're having a great chance, but like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go hang out over the chill room after this. Feel free to join me. DJNTV.com/chill. I'll be there. We can answer questions, whatever you want. Even over there, I can tell you about my music services if you want to join me over there. Seeing to make thing here. I think I read something about the XMG15. I didn't get to read the whole article. I caught it on my phone the other night when I was going to sleep. I'm like, oh, what's this? It's designed for DJs. So I definitely want to read more into that. If I'm correct, one of them's not even out yet. They only have one of them out of the two of them. They are very expensive, but they're supposed to work there. So thank you guys. Appreciate everything about that you like the show. Hit the thumbs up. It kind of helps us get more plays, all that kind of stuff. Feel free to share all that kind of stuff. If you have any questions, hit me up on this or social media. I'm on all of them. Check out the stuff that I do. Like I said, I'm going to go over the chill room after this and kind of hang out. And like I said, you can ask me questions over there. But otherwise, we'll be back next week, and we'll be back next Wednesday, 9 p.m., either with a really great person that I'm interviewing, or we're going to be doing the Twitch episode. And the Twitch, again, is twitch.tv/discjockeynews. So until next time, take care of yourselves, and more importantly, take care of each other. Because as we talked about, it's a crazy world, and we got to look out for each other. Seriously, all of us have to look out for each other. And I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me. So good. All right. Good night, everybody. God bless.